Let's move there from there to politics. Bring in the National Publicity Secretary of NDC, Mr. Osa, Director. Yes, that's his name actually. Osa Director is a veteran journalist, activist, and politician. Mr. Director, okay, let me stay with Osa so that my director doesn't think that I'm calling his name. Welcome to the program. I know we want to talk about politics. Yes, good to see you.
But I'm not a politician. Thank you.
But you are a spokesperson of a political party. How are you not a politician?
I'm a professional in politics.
Okay.
I'm an interventionist.
Okay, no problem. I'll take that. However you describe yourself, I don't have a quarrel with that. But before we jump into politics, if you can in 30 minutes, I think it's only fair that you weigh in into what is playing out in national insecurity or security in this sense.
Yes, it's quite unfortunate that we have degenerated to this level of a situation where the Hobbesian state, where life is short, nasty, and bestial. You know, the truth is that when I was much younger and I hear about suicide bombing, kidnapping for ransom in states like Lebanon and other nations, I will always do the sign of the cross, that God forbid, this will never happen here. But today, it's unfortunate that it has become a recurring decimal in our lives, that there is insecurity everywhere. Life is not safe, and it's a gross disappointment on the part of the people that the government has let them down, because Section 14, subsection 2 of the Constitution clearly stated that the primary purpose of government is security of lives and property. And if you fail in that regard, then you have failed as a government. So I am deeply worried and deeply concerned that even areas we thought we were immune from this insecurity have all been enveloped by insecurity and by bandits and herdsmen having a free day. Just yesterday in Edo State, along a very major street, Sapele Road, where they call a vegetable market, broad daylight, kidnapping, they kidnap people. Family and all that, you know. So it is unfortunate, and it has even got to the extent that when people die, you now talk of the numbers. For example, you say, oh, there was kidnapping or insecurity in so and so place, and some people died. You see the government say, well, it's not the 50 people that die, it's just only 5, or it's just only 10. I mean, this is so sad. This is so sad. It's so disappointing that our government seems not to be up to the task, because when this government came into being, their promise was to ensure that they tame the level of insecurity in the country. It even started with the one of President Muhammadu Buhari, now deceased. You know, as an army general, we thought that he had a solution to it, but things actually worsened during that period. And that's what this government is unable also to solve, which is a continuation of the APC government. And that is why we in the NDC are saying that we have the solution.
Okay, let's talk about that solution for a moment. There are so many things I want to discuss with you. So this is not going to be a one-off. This is just the beginning of the conversation. From internal issue to policy alternative, because as a spokesman, you are both communicating what your party will do and also policy communications as to what your party will put on the table as an alternative. Let's say your party wins this election today. I know I may be hasty in this position and you are not the presidential candidate, but at least you speak in terms of policy narrative of the manifesto your party would present to the Nigerian people. What in the immediate term has to be done to restore the dignity of human life? Because at the very backbone of what we're dealing with is lack of value for human life.
I quite agree with you that there's a total disrespect and disregard for the dignity of the human person. If you want to agree with me, or if you would like to agree with me, we all know that there's a clear solution to solving the security, and that is political will. The leadership of APC has not been able to tackle this insecurity because they lack the political will. Insecurity has become big business to people, either by the security agency or by even certain individuals in society. Number one, the American government and the international community published a list or sent a list of those who were indicted for funding insecurity in Nigeria. Till today, has that list been published for Nigerians to see? Till today, have those people named in that list been prosecuted and held accountable for all the heinous crimes they've perpetrated against the Nigerian people by decimating them, you know? So that's what we are saying, that it is a matter of political will, and in NDC, we have the political will to tackle the situation without fear or favor, without any form of discrimination. We are going to go headlong and identify the areas of leakages where the present system or the present government seems to be collaborating or conniving by turning their eye to the other side of the divide when Nigerians are being decimated on the streets and even in their houses. So the basic thing is that in NDC, we have the political will. We don't lack the political will. We know that there's a problem of insecurity, and we know that it has become big business for both those in and outside of government. And those people who were listed by the international community and identified as sponsors of terror or terrorism, they are going to be treated and they will face the full wrath of the law. So that is what we are going to do. And once you deal with the source of the problem, then you are able to terminate the consequences or the effect, which is the kidnapping and the banditry that is ongoing in the country.
All right,
so
let's move from...
need a government that has political will.
We're going to interrogate that even further, not today, but let's come from state affairs to internal affairs of your party. I did watch your national leader of the party talk about, all of the challenges and how you're managing it. Looks like, I don't know whether it's Uhuru now or whether you guys are out of the woods in terms of the grievances of some of the aspirants who said they were shortchanged. There were several allegations or comments and all of that. Now, I don't think in that interview he actually sold your party or he sold the candidate of your party. It was more like managing the combats within the party. So talk to us about how that is being managed as we speak. What has been the way forward for the NDC, especially for aggrieved persons who didn't get a ticket?
Well, the primary thing we did was to set up a reconciliation committee. And this reconciliation committee is going to meet with all aggrieved members of the party and to ensure that we are all on the same page and they're key into the core values of the NDC to salvage this country from the present mess it found itself. This reconciliation committee is going to dovetail down to even the ward level. We want to have a reconciliation committee at the ward level, at the local government level, and at the state level, and then at the national umbrella will help to coordinate the process. We want to ensure that not a single member of our party is left in the lurch, and not a single member of our party will be left to feel that he or she was not treated fairly. We want to give everybody a sense of belonging, a sense of inclusion, and that's what the national leader was talking about. But he spoke about that by also highlighting the challenges, because in NDC we said that we are a party of innovation and that we are not going to play politics as business as usual. And what do we mean by that? It means that whatever challenge we have, we are going to be open, we are going to be transparent, we are going to be accountable, and we are going to be sincere. We are not going to treat it like the usual family affair, which is a euphemism for sweeping the challenges and problems under the carpet. And that is why now that the National Reconciliation Committee has been set up to look into all the complaints of every aggrieved member and ensure that they are carried along and their challenges are addressed. And that's why when people say, oh, sometimes they see that the list is changing. But the fact is that we have not published any list. And even if the list is changing, it shows to you that we in NDC are people who listen. A situation where a candidate or an aspirant is able to prove that he actually won the primary, we have no choice. It's only a man who lacks courage that does not change his mind. If such a candidate or aspirant is able to prove that he actually won, we have no choice than to alter the list, if need be. So that's why if you see any change, it is because during the appeal process, we listen to the complaints of the aggrieved aspirants, and when there is merit, we amend.
Mr. Osa, there's a challenge. I don't know how you're managing, how you're going to manage it. I don't know whether your party will be brutally honest, because when we told the Labour Party, and the truth, that's the truth, so that you now know how to manage it. What made the Labour Party? The Labour Party had produced at least 2 governors, to the best of my knowledge, Olusegun Mimiko, and I think Adams Oshiomhole. So it's not a new party per se, but they got to national prominence.
Adams Oshiomhole never ran the Labour Party. He ran the ACN. Congress of Nigeria.
I think there was one of that government.
He used the Labour Party to negotiate with the ACN.
Okay, fantastic. So what I'm saying in essence is that it was the coming of Peter Obi that gave the Labour Party the mileage it got in 2023. And the NDC has also gotten that mileage today. It's a relatively new party. So the coming of 2 movements, Kwankwasia movement and the Bearded movement, it's a significant boost to the mileage it will have if it manages its affairs very well. But are you sure you are managing the movement properly as far as this election is concerned?
Certainly, we are moving in the right direction. That's why I told you that in NDC, we are confronting issues or challenges with a sense of openness, with a sense of sincerity, where everyone is on the table to dialogue. You make your point, and we listen to it, and the other party makes their own point, we listen to it, and we come to a compromise. Politics is about consensus building. We are consulting, and we are building consensus among all the members of the party, whether you were initially conquasia, or you were initially countryman, or you were initially obedient. At the end of the day, we have core values that drives the NDC. The NDC is an ideologically driven party. We want to build an institution that will last every one of us in the mode of ANC, the Republican Democratic Party in the US, or the Conservative and Labour Party in the UK. And to that extent, we are putting structures on ground to tackle most of these issues. We want to build a party unlike where you have a situation where one man just sits down and starts dictating. In our party, at least you can identify three very strong leaders now. The national leader of the party, Distinguished Senator Seraki Dixon, our presidential candidate, His Excellency Peter Obi, and our vice presidential candidate, His Excellency Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. So they are all helping, along with other leaders in the party, to give and to ensure that Nigerians know the vision that we stand for. That when you see an NDC candidate, you will know, or an NDC politician, you know that, yes, this is different from the pack. And that's what we are managing the process very well. And don't also forget that we are related to a new party. So you should cut us some slack.
No, no problem. You know, we're all here for everybody to make sure that we have viable opposition. That's why we're interrogating your internal affairs, because we want to be sure we have viable opposition. In 30 seconds, no, I don't even think we have 30 seconds. In 10 seconds, are you welfarist or you're capitalist? Just a straight answer. I mean, NDC.
Certainly welfarist. Welfarist,
okay,
welfarist.
Certainly welfarist. So the next time I'm having your engagement, I would like to have a manifesto so I can align it with Section 16 of the Constitution. Let's have that conversation. Osad, Director, is the National Publicity Secretary of the NDC. He's a veteran journalist and activist. Now, he denies he's a politician, but I say to him, you are a politician. Also, thank you for coming on the program. And that's it on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for your time and company. I'm Jeffrey Uzomo. You've been served on Lunchtime Politics. Bye-bye.